gym class doing what I typically do and not participating in competitive sports. Instead, my dear friend Richard and I would walk around the school track for 40 minutes and talk about all the things. During this, I'm picking wildflowers. I had no idea how broken Richard felt, and days after we discussed the value of our friendship, I was shocked to learn of his death. As I mourned the loss of my friend, this fireball of rage would burn inside of me. I wasn't mad because I didn't know he was hurting so badly, or because I was feeling betrayed, but because Richard's suicide took that from me. As a 14-year-old, I was furious that I could no longer take my life because it would look like I was seeking attention and would not be an expression of my pain and suffering. Then in September of 2012, a conversation about tattoos and cake ignited what I now call a genuine friendship. For whatever the reason, the bass player for Darius Rucker made sure that I would stay in contact following a show at Brewery Ommegang. I did not think that would happen, but I was so wrong. And several months after we met, he shares his concerns for his childhood friend, Christena, who's been feeling suicidal. I did what any normal person would do. I mailed this total stranger a care package. I wrote her a letter sharing my struggles, how I overcame those battles, and told a story of a family incident that does not involve mental health, but did introduce the symbolism of a penny. To me, a penny brings me joy. It anchors me, reminds me that I am never alone. Rarely the battle being fought results in the worst case scenario, and that in time, you heal what's broken. That letter was packed with the first bracelet I ever made, a 7-year pen, a 5-year journal, and one project: to be happy. Sent to John to mail to his friend Kristen, she extends a thank you using the same channels. And John asks for the first time about what I sent. By the end of my story, he requested that I make him something he can wear on tour. So I'm freaking out. This person is in the public light and wants ordinary me to make him something. I needed to calm my anxiety and look for inspiration, and I confided in my small town friends. This is when the metaphor of a penny comes to light. Everyone I confided in asked me to make them something, and I learned we all have our stories. We all have our versions of hard. And it's not harder or easier than the next person, it's just hard. So I started this hobby of making jewelry based off from those unique stories from wonderful, beautiful, broken, perfectly imperfect people. In 2013, a massive need for change moves me from New York to Tennessee, and I stalled. For 3 years, I'd overextend myself and fight the courage and the vulnerability that's required when you want to create a jewelry line that will stimulate conversation and generate awareness for mental illness. And as the East Tennessee sales representative for the Black Abbey Brewing Company, I moved from Nashville to Knoxville just over a year ago. The beer community has been welcoming and insanely encouraging with hard hugs and open hearts. They push me professionally and as an artist with a mission. And with their love and support, I committed to things I was not ready for. Displaying my work at Sugar Mamas, sharing my story at Pretentious, hosting several arts and craft nights at various craft beer bars, keeping inventory at Port Tap Room, and now public speaking. But if you know me well, you know the last 6 months have been exceptionally difficult, and it starts with a major mental breakdown. Because despite everything I mentioned, I am broken. I'm lonely and sad, overwhelmed, awkward, and missing opportunity. I do have faith, but I'll still ask God to kill me because I struggle with purpose. Coinciding with my breakdown, I responded to a friend's Facebook post offline. Like me, this person works in the beer industry, and I know all too well what it's like to be depressed in a world of depressants, suggesting you feel like a penny. You and your pennies is that initial toss-away response. And then I explained, I feel like a penny. This small piece of copper that has gained wisdom over time and traveled through the hands of many, but stepped over by more. I think I missed the spot, but I'm a little off, so here, like, look at the heart, guys. It's great. Love for pennies and all the pennies. So, back to feeling like a penny. It's a seemingly small piece of copper that has gained wisdom over time, traveling through the hands of many, but stepped over by more. This coin that feels forgotten, unless physically present or seen in hindsight. A piece of metal that promotes health and seeks conversation, having unique stories that aren't confined to the walls between the ceiling and this floor. We know the stories of luck and faith and sharing, but look beneath the surface, see the gears turning, hear the stories of evolution and social economic status, rejection and abandonment, patience, forgiveness, wealth, comparison, change. The stories don't stop. The ultimate story is value. Regardless of how you feel about a penny, go ahead, write a check for $20 having $19.99 in your bank account. You feel the pain of absence. By the end of our conversation, my friend says, I don't know what I was gonna do, but I really think you saved a life this evening. And if that is true, if I've saved one life with the story of a penny, I have done my job. But if I've saved one life with the jewelry barely being off the ground, how many more can I touch? How can a penny change the world? So please share, what's your story?